Hello and welcome to today's math class. Today we have this simple radical equation before us here. And the question reads the square root of x plus the square root of x plus x equal to 2. So how do we get the value of x that satisfies this radical equation? So let's take the simple steps to solving this. So the first we take here is our solutions. So our solution. All right. Now, the first thing I want to do here is simple. If you look at this, here we're having the square root of x and here we're having the square root of x. So we can add these two together, but we cannot add this third x here because this one does not have a radical. And so rewriting the original equation, this is going to give us our 2 into the root of x, there plus our x equal to our 2. Okay, now this is what I want to do here. I could as well move this x to this side of the equation, then take the square of both sides to eliminate this radical. But here is what I want to do here. This s should remain here. Move this 2 to meet this x here and move this radical to this side of the equation. So rearranging the system, we're going to end up having our x minus our 2, they're equal to minus 2 into the square root of x. And because we want to eliminate this radical, then we have to square both sides of the equation. In other words, I'm going to take this to the power of 2, then everything here to the power of 2. So with this power will affect everything inside here, and this will also affect everything inside here. Now remember your algebraic identity, which says that let's take our a, yeah, minus b all to the power of 2 in bracket. This is equal to our a to the power of 2 minus our 2ab, there plus our b to the power of 2. This is a very useful algebraic identity. Okay, so if we apply that, we're going to have the whole of this system here to be our x here raised to the power of 2, then minus our 4x, then plus our 4, everything equal to. Remember, we're going to distribute this power among the quantities we have inside the bracket. And so we're going to have minus 1 to the power of 2, which is automatically positive 1. And this is going to give us 4, and meanwhile, the power will take care of this radical. So we're going to end up having our 4x on the right-hand side of this equation. Move all quantities to the right-hand side, to the left-hand side rather. So we're going to have here x to the power of 2 minus our 4x, then minus 4x again, then plus 4 equal to 0. We can add this together. So this is going to end up giving us x to the power of 2, then minus our 8x, then plus our 4 equal to 0. So this is an equation called the quadratic equation. We want to solve this quadratic equation. And if you check carefully, if we are to use the factorization method, we're going to have some challenge. And so we resolve to the formula method. So using the formula method, the formula says that your x equal to your minus b plus minus the square root of our b to the power of 2, then minus 4 ac all over our 2a. The only thing we just have to do here is to bring out the value of a, b, and c to put into this formula. So our a from the given equation is the coefficient of our x squared, which is 1, and our b is the coefficient of our x, which is equal to our minus 8, and our c is our positive 4. So putting these quantities into the formula, this is going to give us our x, thus will now be equal to our minus bracket minus 8, yeah, close bracket plus minus into the square root of our minus 8 all raised to the power of 2, then minus our 4 times 1 times our 4. Everything all over our 2, then times our 1. All right, now from here, this minus, we take care of this minus, and so we end up having our x equals to positive 8 plus minus the square root of minus a to the power of 2 will give us our 64, which is positive. Then minus 4 times 1 times 4 will give us 16. So we have 16 here all over our 2. Then if you look at the quantities under the radical, we can do a simple manipulation here. I can use two methods to resolve this. I can either subtract 16 from 64, then find the square root of it, and definitely it's not going to give us a perfect square. And so we have 16 is a perfect square, and 64 can be split into our 16 times 4, right? So I want to split this 64 here, and so this is going to give us here our 8 here plus minus the square root of 16 times our 4, then minus 16 all over 2 in here, right? Good. Now from here we have 16 here, we have 16 here, we can factor out 16 from the system, and so we're going to end up having our 8 plus minus the square root of our 16. So if we use 16 to divide this, we are left with 4. And we use 16 to divide this, we are left with 1. So automatically we're going to have here 4 minus 1, which is going to give us 3. And so we're going to have here 16 times our 3 inside here. Remember, there's a difference between this decimal here and our normal decimal point. This point here means multiplication. Okay, so don't be confused with your 16.3. Okay, this is not 16.3. Why? Because the point here is at the base, at the bottom. Okay, not at the middle of your 16 and 3. So we bring in our 2 in here. 16 is a perfect square, so the square root of 16 will give us 4. And so we're going to end up having our 8 here plus minus our 4 into the square root of 3. Everything all over 2. We can use 2 to divide this quantity and this quantity here. So 2 into 8 will give us 4, and 2 into 4 will give us 2. So our equation can now be written as, or we can quickly conclude by saying that our x, all right, let's strike out here. We have here 1, here we have 4, here we have here 2. And so we're going to have our x1 is equal to 4 plus our 2 root 3. And our x2 is going to give us here our 4 minus 2 root 3. Now let's look at these two solutions here now. And consider our original equation. Look at our original equation. The left-hand side, right-hand side rather, is 2. And so if you check x1, x1 is going to be extraneous. The root here will not satisfy the original equation. And so long as it's an extraneous root or solution, we are going to reject this. So x1 is rejected. Okay? This one is rejected. Now, for your x2, if you simplify your x2, it's going to give you 0.58 and some other figures. And if you put that into the original equation, it will give you an approximate value, which is about 2.00082 and some other values. So that is an approximate value, not exactly 2. Okay, and so root number 2, which is x2, satisfies the original equation, and this is the only one we're going to accept for this radical equation. So this brings us to the end of this math class. If you learned something from this video tutorial, give the video a thumbs up, and do not forget to like our page. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos. We bring more videos your way. Thank you for being there all the time. See you in our next class.